Hey y'all, so quick little lesson today. Nothing too crazy. Today we're going to be introducing uh, the idea of transmission of light. So if you guys recall, three things can happen when light goes from one medium to another. Okay, so if it goes from air to water, or a vacuum to air, or air to glass, or any kind of thing like that, three things can happen. It can either be reflected, which we just finished talking about. That deflection can be specular, or it can be diffuse. It can be absorbed, or it can be transmitted. Now, the one that we haven't really talked too much about is what happens when that light is transmitted. We've talked a little bit about scattering. If you remember, we did this this little experiment here where you guys kind of filled that container with milk and water, or water and just a little bit of milk, and you could see that the light passed through, so it was transmitted, but it was also kind of scattered, right? Certain wavelengths were scattered more and more. So this scattering of light is similar to diffuse. It's similar to specular reflection versus diffuse reflection. When light is transmitted, it can either be transmitted cleanly through, in which case most of the light passes through in kind of a continual path, or it can be scattered, in which case it doesn't all pass through in a continual path and it kind of gets sent out. So if we have something that's really clear that we can see through, like my glasses here, for example, then that's just a straight through transmission. Whereas if we see something that's kind of like opaque, then that means that light is getting through, and you can kind of see through it, but a lot of that light is getting scattered as well. Right? Sometimes all light is scattered evenly, sometimes some wavelengths more than others, and so that ends up giving things a certain coloration. Right? You can use scattering to actually give things a certain color. That's why your eyes actually have the color that they do, is because of this scattering, along with some other things. But so here's what we're going to be talking about today. Now, one thing that can happen when light passes through things is it can refract, or it can bend. We'll talk a little bit more about that. That's part of our goals here. But the big thing that I want you guys to do, right, and this today we're not really going to get into any learning. I just want you guys to answer me one simple question. That's all I need you guys to do. And the question is this. Let's say that you're hungry one day, right? So you're feeling a little bit peckish, a little hungry. So you decide to go out spearfishing. You have your spear, you see your fish, and you're feeling pretty confident. In order to spear the fish, in order to get this fish and spear it straight on so that you can sate your hunger, do you need to aim directly at the fish, a little above the fish, a little below the fish? It's pretty straightforward. Now, before you go off answering this question, I want to give you guys one piece of, because I'm expecting you guys to actually explain your answer, right? Not just to give me an answer, but I want you guys to explain why you think that. And I want you guys to support your explanation with a little bit of observation and other knowledge that you guys have gained. So far we've gained a little bit of knowledge about ray diagrams. So we know that we can kind of use ray diagrams to describe where light waves are coming from. And we can also use them to talk about, like in the case of mirrors, if we have a light wave that appears to be coming from a spot, that doesn't necessarily mean that it is, right? So for example, if we have like a mirror here, and let's say that I've got an object like a candle, right? And it's got my little flame, right? And then I have my eye up here, right? So in order to get to my eye with the law of reflection, right, this candle wave from the light goes there, reflects at an equal angle back to my eye. Sorry, those aren't super straight. This is along the line of normal, right, the perpendicular line there. Now my eye, right, because this light wave is coming in from here, my eye actually thinks that the candle is back here, right? So it actually sees an image of a flame back here. And actually it would see the image of the whole candle. And this would actually be flipped horizontally, but that's okay, you guys get the picture. Right, so my eye, right, traces it and thinks that the candle is coming from here, even though the candle is not actually there. Right, so that's how we can use ray diagrams to talk about where something is. Now, in the case of this example, right, I want you guys to answer it and explain your answer as best as you can. But before you do that, I need you to do this quick little thing. I'm going to provide you guys one piece of evidence, and it's just a nice glass of water here. But what I have in this water is you can do a spoon, but ideally something straight like a pencil, or I've got a chopstick in here. You could use a straw, right? And some of you guys may have seen this before. But what I want you guys to do is I just want you guys to do this. I want you guys to observe and kind of maybe write down the observations, the things that you see happening as you look at this. Look at it from all sorts of different angles. Picture that you're actually spearfishing, right? And kind of record what you see from like a spearfisher's angle, right? And let's say that you could just use this is your spear, and you could actually just go down and like touch the fish. You know, what's actually happening there. And then also maybe look at it from the side and see what's happening there, and kind of write down your observations. Okay, so this is the question that I need you guys to answer. That's all. I need you guys to do this, make your observations, see what you can see, and I need you guys to answer this question. Now, I would really, really love for you guys to, you can write down your answer, like a good solid paragraph detailing your observations and how those support your answer. Or what I would really love to see is you guys record a video, about a minute or so, explaining the observations that you saw here and how those support your answer and what your answer is here, right? So that's what I would love to see. You guys are more than welcome to include, if you want to do a drawing to kind of support your thoughts, you guys can do that. If you guys don't, you just kind of want to talk through why you think it's that, and that's totally fine, but I just need a short little video or a written paragraph explanation as to what your answer to this question is and why. Next class, we'll actually be talking about what is happening here, why it's happening, and how that works. So that's all for today. I will see you guys next time.